Hey, good morning, everybody. Well, after kind of a little bit of a rough start to the day, we're about to load up and head to the field. We got a herbicide, insecticide. We got to spray on the wheat. We got about 3 different mixes we're going to spray, just depending on the weed pressure in the fields. And I'll probably go the first go around of spraying, and then I'll turn the sprayer over to Zach and let him get some seat time and get used to the sprayer. I just sent you the mix for the first batch. We're going to do, I'm getting over 100 acres on a fill up because we're going to do 10 gallons per acre. I'm going to need 1 full mix up, and then I'll need a piece of a mix up, so don't mix up a second batch while you're waiting on me. And I think the thing to watch, that Axial bowl, it's 2.34 gallon jugs. It's not 2.5 gallon jugs. So gonna make it kind of a pain on filling up.
Okay.
And on the T-square and the Harmony, because it's such low use rates, just be real exact on getting it measured up.
Okay.
I forgot my water jug. I'm gonna run up here to the house and grab my water jug real quick, and I'll be back. I probably need my next fill up right here. I'm going to do the home plate, 3590 behind the woods. That's right about 100 acres. And after that, we got to go to the plant to finish up this mix. So just hang out here for the time being.
I'm going to try to chase down that air leak in that gas too. I don't know. There's 3 bolts I can pull. I can look down at that air leak and see if I can figure out where that air leak is.
Well, the frustrations continue. Got everything loaded up on the sprayer, got to set up my monitor and everything, and come to find out that my correction signal is not activated on this receiver. When we sprayed nitrogen on wheat, I used my old receiver that had all the unlocks on it because the receiver for this machine was left at the dealership in Paris, and I had to go spray that day. And anyway, I swapped the receivers back out. They were supposed to transfer all the activations over, and they haven't. So right now, if you look right there, I'm on WAS, and auto steer and other stuff will not work with it on WAS. WAS is absolutely no correction signal whatsoever. It's not very accurate. I've got SF1 selected, but it's not picking up because it hasn't been activated in the monitor. And my old receiver was, I had RTK unlocks. I had every unlock on there that you needed, and apparently it didn't transfer over, and the dealership is showing that this receiver is not in the system, so nothing's working right now. So hopefully they said they're going to check things out and give me a call back. Hopefully this is something they can do over the phone or upload the activations, and I don't have to physically go down to Alamo and hook and have them hook up the receiver to a computer. So anyway, we're in a holding pattern right now. I'll be back in a little bit. The joys of technology. Finally got a response back, and apparently the software on this 6000 receiver is so old that it can't be updated over the air. It's got to be stair-stepped up, hooked to the service advisor at the dealership. So we're going to run to the dealership and get everything updated and activations transferred over. Don't really know who dropped the ball. I'm sure I had a part of it. I should have checked all this before we were ready to go. I just assumed, as new as it was, wouldn't have any problems. You know what they say about assumptions. So anyway, going to try and get this thing down there, back on the sprayer as quickly as possible, and go to the field. All right, got the most current version on there. Let's see what we got on GPS. Yes, we have. All right, good. We got SF1. That means we can now go run. We still got to go out there and recalibrate that TCM, but that won't take but just a minute. So let's get this party started. Well, we are finally rolling pretty good. Just about done with the first 35-acre farm. Even though I got pretty used to this thing back when we were putting fertilizer on weed a month and a half ago, I've had to do a lot of retraining myself on operating the monitor and getting everything set up just right. So been a little slow going, but I think I got everything figured out now. We're finally rolling good, what, like 5-6 hours after I had planned on being going, just due to the difficulties we faced this morning. We had problems with our pump filling the truck up, and then got everything filled up, and found out that the satellite receiver was not working with the monitor because the software update was out of date. I guess we're celebrating Monday on a Tuesday is what we're doing today. Gotta love it. It wouldn't be farming if everything was easy. Well, on to the next farm. Man, I love how these beams fold up so much better than my old sprayer. Sometimes it's the little things in life. So I just got started on the home place here. Some of the ground that we own. Got 60 acres of wheat here. Should go pretty quickly. In case you're wondering why I'm driving the sprayer instead of Zach, main reason is that this first mix that we're putting down has got axial mold in it. It's a specific herbicide, mainly for like poena and ryegrass, and it has to be sprayed at a solution rate of 10 gallons per acre. Normally we spray pretty much everything with herbicides and insecticides at 15 gallons per acre, but this herbicide is not as effective at 15 gallons per acre as it is 10. And nozzles that we have on this sprayer are really geared more towards a higher rate of 15 gallons per acre. And in order to keep our pressure up high enough at 10 gallons per acre, we've got to go across these fields pretty quickly. Otherwise, the spray rate controller won't go down low enough in order to put 10 gallons per acre if we're going too slow, and then we won't get real good coverage because the pressure will be real low. And Zach not having ever operated the sprayer, I feel a lot more comfortable with him learning how to operate it whenever we go to 15 gallons per acre on a different mix. Because that way he doesn't have to just blow across the field as quickly as he can. He can pay more attention to the machine. I think we'd spray about 340 acres out of the 470 with this chemical, and then we can switch over to higher solution rate when we take this axial out of the mix. He'll get his opportunity to run it then. Like I said earlier, we're spraying a total of 3 different mixes, just depending on the weed pressure and the weed species in our fields. Right now, what we're spraying is QX, axial mold, And Lambda T2, the axial bow again is a herbicide for poana and annual ryegrass, two pretty serious weeds and wheat. We definitely want to get these cleaned up. And then the Qlex is a broadleaf herbicide, and it's pretty safe on the wheat. And the Lambda T2 is an insecticide for aphids. If you watch my first video when we were putting out fertilizer with the sprayer, we were also putting out Lambda then, and we want to control the aphids because the aphids can transmit a disease called barley yellowworm virus into your wheat, which can cause some pretty significant yield reductions. And once the wheat has that disease, there's no curing it. It's there. So we definitely want to minimize the transmission potential in our wheat. Once we get done with the acres that need this herbicide, we'll take out the Qlex and we'll put in T-Square. It's a little bit harsher herbicide on the wheats, but it's better on some of the other broadleaf wheats that may be present in those fields. And then actually I've got a few acres that's not needing any kind of herbicide at all, and the only thing we'll be spraying on it is the insecticide. So those will be the acres that Zach will be spraying himself, and probably get, if we're lucky anyway, we'll get around it tomorrow. Well, it looks like we forgot to tighten up a couple of bolts on this suspension here. Not supposed to be like that. Cause the airbag to deflate all the way. And I thought the thing was riding a little rough there on the end of this first load. Luckily it's an easy fix and didn't tear any of those actuators up. Thank goodness. All four corners were loose. I guess we both forgot to get it. Right.
Lock washers on them just to make sure?
No, they got lock washers on them.
I mean, do they have lock washers on them?
Well, the back ones do. Other than that, I mean, I don't think we tightened them up.
Alright, so where you want me? You going to Clinton now?
What time is it now?
3:30.
I'll get fixed up here behind the woods and get cleaned done and then go ahead and fix them off and fix it up with all this stuff. Oh wait, what a day, what a day. Some days you just wonder if you just need to call it quits early in the day because you know things just probably ain't gonna get any better the rest of the day. Well, this is one of these days. No, we're not gonna quit. But don't think it ain't crossed my mind. I thought on that last farm that the sprayer sure was riding mighty rough. And I thought, well, it's just a rough field, which it was. And go check all the air pressure in the tires, thinking maybe they were airing up too much. The air pressure's fine. Then Zach spots that airbag actuator hanging down where the bolt came out. I guess in all the stuff we were doing, probably it slipped most of our minds that bolt needed to be tightened up, and it just happened to work loose. I sure hope that's not the only thing we forgot to tighten up. Tell you what, one thing I found out today, the sprayer sure does ride a whole lot better when the airbags have got some air in them. All in all, yeah, we got to be in the field today, but it's been a pretty crappy day. So far today, we got a grand total of 100 acres done when I was planning on getting the majority of our 470 acres covered day. Well, we've only gotten 100 acres done. I got the last of our first mix of the tank, 35 acres worth, and one of the fields is all the way up in Madison County. So it's getting about 4 o'clock. We're going to spray out this 35 acres and move to the next farm with an empty tank, and just probably going to call it a day because it gets late in the day, close to sunset. You really don't need to be spraying herbicides because the plant starts shutting down and don't really take up herbicides real well. So it'll probably be about 5:45 or so. I think sunset's around 6:30 right now. So we'll call it a day and get back at it hard tomorrow and just hope and pray that tomorrow goes just a little bit smoother than today. And just to put a cherry on top of the ice cream, when we were, Zach and I were fixing the suspension under the sprayer, I managed to knock my head real good on the underside of the sprayer. Not that that's something that I'm unaccustomed to, because really, if I go a day without hitting my head on something, it means I haven't been to work for a day. So I'm used to it before I gave it a good lick this time. We're done over here to Clanton Farm, and be moving back to Crockett County to start our second mix. But we're going to get moved back to Crockett County. We're going to call it a day because it'll be getting pretty close to dark. Not very good to try and see what else can go wrong, possibly go wrong today.
I'm hoping the Monday's out of the way for the week.
I'm hoping we celebrated a Monday on Monday, a Monday on a Tuesday. Let's not do a Monday on a Wednesday. Maybe all the kinks worked out and won't nothing else pop up today. Let's get this started again.
Alright, so we're finally back out here. After the never-ending saga of headaches yesterday, hopefully we have finally gotten all the kinks worked out. I think I brought the appropriate coffee mug for the day. I'm gonna go ahead and get moved over to the next farm since we're only putting out 10 gallons an acre. That way I'm out of his way and I can go ahead and start getting the next mix ready so he's not sitting around waiting on me.
Well, today's looking pretty good so far. Hour and a half in, we just about got our first 100 acres done, our first tank load. Another fill up, another 100 acres to go. However, when we were filling up, just looking at the chemicals we had left, I realized that I guess my mass skills have declined. So we're going to run short about a half a gallon on our insecticide. Oh, what the heck I was thinking whenever I figured it up. While I run this load out, Zach's going to be running back to town to get another jug of insecticide. Hopefully I won't have to be waiting too long. You'd think working on my 16th crop, I wouldn't make boneheaded mistakes like that anymore. I gotta say, about a month and a half after putting this fertilizer out on the wheat back in January, I commented on how good my wheat crop looked then, and luckily, it still looks just as good. As of right now, we got prospects for record yields. Still got a good ways to go. Well, I just wrapped up this field. Time to head on to the next field and turn it over to Zach.
You ready to go? Where you gonna go? You wanna go? You wanna go any further?
Look at that straight pipe. I gotta air the seat up. Short people been driving this. Looks like it didn't take him very long to get used to it. I'll tell you what, this ain't too awful bad. Maybe I need to start demoting myself a little bit more often. One trip around the edge of the field, he's already driving it like the old one. I guarantee you he's grinning ear to ear though.
Well, we've swapped seats. Now that we're out in the big open field, I'm getting my first try at the new sprayer. I can tell you one thing, this thing is a Cadillac compared to the old one. When I first started out here in our old sprayer blew head gasket, I never got to run the R series. We were renting from a neighbor. I never got to try it out, so I've never laid hands on one of these before. And I can say with utmost certainty, this thing does not disappoint. The feel of the hydro handle's different. It doesn't have as much play in it. The way the hydro handle's shaped, everything just kind of fits in the palm of your hand, which is great. The HMS system that does your automatic section control on and off, boom track and guidance all at the same time. I don't know what fella invented it. Not sure would like to shake his hand because this thing is great. Changing screens, that's going to be probably the one thing I'm just going to have to get used to. The layout of this Gen 4 screen, it's completely different from what we were used to in the old GS3. All in all, I'm tickled pink with this sprayer. I had to bring the official equipment tester out with me today.
Where is it?
You're in it. What do you think about it? You like it?
How did you buy this?
Mr. Matt bought it. Miss Kelly.
But how? Wait, you didn't pay for $100 for this? And what is that? What is that?
Camera.
For what?
You're going to be on YouTube.
He just loaded up with his last load for the day. Got 71 more acres sprayed. Finish up this farm. Got 2 more farms, and we'll be done with post-emerge herbicide application on wheat. Well guys, I guess that's going to call it a wrap on this video. It'll be real close to 5 o'clock when he gets done. That will get anything else today. We still haven't got parts in for our combine yet. They're not supposed to be showing up until sometime tomorrow. So I guess tomorrow we'll probably do some work on the combine. We might get into something different. But anyway, appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you in the next video.